Hello friends, this is Sarpesh here and welcome again to my channel Code with JV. In this video, we are going to start a brand new series called Learning Angular 8 and this is a get started video. But before moving to that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel Code with JV, then I would highly recommend you to subscribe to my channel Code with JV, and here is the link for that. So let's get started about the topic. So in this video, I'm going to create a series of videos for Angular 8 and I'm going to have like a whole new learning experience for Angular 8. So let's see let's start with what is the Angular. So Angular is a front-end framework for developing enterprise-level applications. It is created and maintained by an Angular team from the Google. So Google and Microsoft, two big companies, are behind the Angular. And I will let you know how Microsoft is contributing to Angular. Angular is a quite popular framework for building large and enterprise level front-end business applications and provide like a complete feature set. It's kind of a MV star framework where like you can get all the functionalities of the particular framework like routing, services, and lot many things out of the box. And we are going to see how we can achieve this functionality. So let's get into the history of the Angular. So there are like two generations of Angular framework exist. One is AngularJS and second is Angular. AngularJS was written in the JavaScript and it is refers to like a 1.x version. I think the latest version of AngularJS is 1.7 or 1.8 and it was released way back into 2010 and Google has used it for like several internal projects, while Angular 2 or Angular, how we refer Angular 2 or 2 plus or any higher version is Angular, is developed from the ground up. And like it is highly recommended now we should not use AngularJS because like there are lots of technology evolution is there and it is highly recommended to upgrade it to latest version. So Angular 2 with version 2 is like, as I said, like it is completely written in the TypeScript, and that's where the Microsoft comes into the picture. Like TypeScript is a open source language developed by Microsoft and it is a superset of JavaScript. And TypeScript provides like some cool feature like static typing, typecasting, compile type error detection, etc. And we can see when we develop our application in the Angular, and I will demo you in the further coming videos. So ultimately, TypeScript is a superset of the JavaScript. So it provides couple of features which are not there in the JavaScript. You know how the typecasting is works in the JavaScript. So that is what we like where the TypeScript is signed, and developer will get all the errors and typecasting things at the compile time instead of the run time, and we as a developer like we need not to worry about it. So the another question comes into mind that what you should know before learning Angular. So basically like you must be good or like you must have some knowledge of HTML, CSS and JavaScript because this is a front-end framework and you require to write lots of HTML code, CSS and some of the, not the JavaScript but the TypeScript code. Then you should be having like little knowledge about the MVC pattern, model, view and controller. Then another thing is like the promises, like you must be knowing about the promises in JavaScript or TypeScript, because here when we make our call to AJAX services or the server-side services, at that time we are going to use promise and observable. So these all things are required, and it's good if you have that knowledge. It will help you to learn faster without knowing this. But if you don't have the knowledge of it, then don't worry about it. Like, you will get used to it. So we are going to cover all these topics in details one by one, so you don't need to worry about that. So basically, what kind of development environment we are going to use? So we are going to use, as you know, my Visual Studio Code is my favorite editor, and also Google recommends to use it. So I am going to use that. Then I am going to use Angular CLI, and then I am going to have a TSLint plugin for linting purposes of the TypeScript. So we'll get all this TSLint problem resolved, and we are going to make sure that we are following the best practices of TypeScript. And we required a latest stable version of Node.js, because any other front-end framework, like this will be also kind of a dependent on the lots of npm packages. So we require to have Node.js in our application. So let's directly jump into the command prompt and see. And before going to that, let me little bit talk about the Angular CLI. So Angular CLI is a command line interface for Angular, and what it does is it helps us to create Angular app, and it creates a basic skeleton of the particular app that which we are going to see in a bit. So basically what you need to do is, first you need to install Node.js, which you can download and install from anywhere. So if you see, I have already installed the Node version 10.15.1, which is right now the current stable version. And then you need to install CLI with this command, npm install -g @Angular CLI. This -g determines that it is for global, and then you can run all the commands that are mentioned here. So ng-new is to create a new app, then ng-generate is to create a pipe, services or component in the Angular, and then ng-serve is for testing your app while you develop. So these all things we are going to cover in the detail in the application. So for the saving the time, I have already installed Angular CLI, and here you can see it is having the latest version 8.2.1, and my Node version is 10.15.1, and my OS is Windows, and my architecture is 64-bit. So now, without wasting time, let's create a new cool app called Hello World. So what it will do is it will fire up the Angular CLI and check whether we are going it will ask us several questions whether we need routing or not. So we are going to say yes. Then we are going to use CSS or any other stylesys framework like SCSS or LESS, but I am going to stick with the CSS. And then it will going to create the Angular app itself. So it will take some time to load all these packages. So let's wait for that, and then we are going to load it into our favorite Visual Studio Code. So let's wait till the npm package installation. So here you can see like it is created a Angular app. So if you see it in the directories, you can see the hello world part here, and I can go down to that particular application, and I can run my code editor. So this is the basic Angular app there. So here you can see the source folder, that's where all the source code will be there under the app. So here you can see like it has created a app.html, which is like a template for HTML, and this is the app component. So let's now run this app via ng-serve. So it will compile our applications and then it will load into 4200 port. So it is compiled successfully and it is now listening to localhost 4200. So let's load that in the browser. So I'm going to localhost 4200. Here you can see like our Angular app has been loaded into the browser. So that is what this video is all about. Like I just want to give a glimpse of Angular and how to install CLI, as well as like how to create an app and run this application. So in next video we are going to check the anatomy of this particular app, how it works and what is the components and what are the other things are there. So see you in the next video, and before going to that, please do subscribe to my channel, because like it will give me motivation to create more videos like this, and this is the URL to subscribe to my channel. Hope you like this video and see you in the next video. Bye for now.